All right, we have DiJonai Carrington, Ty Harris. Please raise your hand if you have any questions in the room, and if we have time, we'll go on Zoom. Questions? Emily, go ahead.
Seen Indiana 3 times, and then this was your most effective performance against Caitlin. Did you guys do anything differently this time around, or was it kind of the same approach?
I think the scout was pretty similar to the last time. We switched some things up, threw a couple switches, threw a couple reds, but it was a lot of kind of one-on-one. We didn't trap as much, just sporadically. Yeah, it was a lot of the same.
It's seatbelt season for her, if you guys didn't know.
Maggie, go ahead.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it's super important. You have to bounce back quick, especially in this league. Like I said last game, the good thing about a loss is you have another game to prepare for the next day. So you can't harp on it. But I think then the first half, you saw what our offense can look like when we don't just hold the ball, when we don't get stagnant, when we don't, get stuck on one action. We were moving the ball side to side. We were cutting. If the first thing wasn't there, we just went to the next action and we were just fluid. And that's really hard to guard.
Mark, go ahead.
Just finding our mismatches, honestly, and putting people in the action that we want to put in them, and then my teammates just staying on me, making sure I'm getting to the basket, being aggressive and shooting my shot. And me and Coach Steph have a little side thing going on. If I don't shoot my shot, I gotta pay her. So,
oh,
Eric, go ahead.
You mentioned it briefly, just being patient for those back cuts, the actions, just the trust and the unselfishness. Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when we have really good spacing, it's a lot easier to kind of read and figure out the timing of the cuts and where the doubles are coming from and where the mismatches are. But sometimes we get on top of each other, and that's what we've seen in a few of the previous games. But today it was a lot easier because we were spread out. We could see where they were point switching or when they turned their back, things like that. And then just having Breezy out there, when she gets the ball on the block, she draws a lot of attention, and that helps us being able to cut. And we got a lot of mismatches, like Ty said, and they're trying to send help to the mismatches, and that also helps us with cuts. So it's not just like the person who gets the mismatch having to score; it's the amount of people that they draw, and that opens up the cuts in the backside for us, whether it's a kick out or a cut to the rim.
Eden.
Mm-hmm. I mean, every night I think I have a big defensive assignment, and that's what I want. My defense definitely fuels my offense, and getting stops, getting easy buckets in transition. I think it gets the crowd going, it gets all of us going. But it's not just me. My post players, our guards, we switch sometimes. They're up at the point so that I can have a little second to get through screens and stuff like that. But when you're playing against great players every night, you got to be locked in, and I think that that's just what it has to be. It's discipline. It's a mindset, because defense is a lot of effort and just staying locked in. So that's really what I'd be trying to do, is just lock in and take away what they want to do most.
Emily, then Azar.
You had a fast start tonight for
finally.
a while. Did you do anything different this time around? I know Steph had talked about like reevaluating, shoot around, and practice and things like that. Did you guys change anything, overnight, or it just kind of came out like this today?
Honestly, I don't even know what it is. We try to figure out every time. We just say, let's not say,
Yeah.
have a good start, just do it. And we had a lot of energy, so it worked for us.
Azar, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. A 10?
Yeah. Well, it was
the
first 3 quarters maybe, but the fourth quarter, obviously, this league is tough, and we just got to play for all 40 minutes and not just 30 or 20 or 10. So that's our criticism, just playing all 40 minutes.
Eric.
How about the free throw line? You were 6 of 6. The team was 21 of before? Is that just some conscious effort of being better at the line?
Yeah, my shot's not falling, so I got to get to the line and get it in the hole some way.
Any other questions for the players? Vicky?
Praise God.
Why the strong reaction? Is it just like coming off the loss, like or just every time you have a good game, like it's
Girl, I can't even look at the stats, but I'm probably shooting about 5% from three. So I gotta praise God every time I hit one. I tried something new. I cut my nails today. So I told her I started 0 for 0 today because I have new nails. They're short. So now I'm 1 for 2 on the season. So
50%. There it is.
Probably. But no, I'm just grateful. One went down. I've been struggling from the line or from the three all season. So it feels good to see one drop.
Also, I wondered, obviously the official announcement of the Olympic team hasn't come yet, but would you be ecstatic for AT to make that team, like just how hard she works and what a good teammate she is, and to turn on the TV and watch her play? Would that be amazing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. That would be incredible just to have somebody in your locker room who's an Olympian is nuts. We all grew up watching the Olympics. And so for that to be a possibility for her is just insane, but she deserves it. She's earned it and she's worked her way back. I know last time the Olympics happened, she was rehabbing from her Achilles injury. So I know this is huge for her, even if she, acts like a little more nonchalant. I know how much she's worked for this. And so hopefully to see that come to fruition is going to be super cool.
Mark?
Question for both of you guys, actually. I don't know if you're aware of DB moved to the 10th all time. So kind of going off that, when was maybe the first time you guys got an impression of the kind of player DB is that she has like that?
Honestly, for me, I never knew the magnitude of DB's legacy until I got here. I knew she was really good, and I played against her my 4 years coming in before I got here, or 3 years, and it was hard. It's always hard to play against her. I mean, she's a tall guard. She can do it all. But coming here and just seeing how she breaks records literally every other game is insane.
Yeah, I don't think you realize it until you're her teammate, for real. Because some of the things that she does and shots that she makes, y'all be surprised, but we be like, we already knew that was going in.
Right.
Last question, DiJonai.
Okay, Breezy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we was talking about. With Ty was talking about how she was trying to find mismatches. And like I was saying, sometimes the mismatch, that person doesn't end up scoring, but the amount of attention that she draws, because now she has, somebody trying to bump the little off of her, and that frees up somebody on the backside. So she did a really good job of being patient and letting the double come so that she can find those looks. But Breezy's so multifaceted. It's just, it's going to take time for her to be comfortable to pull it out her bag. You saw her hit that 3 today. There's a bag in there, but we just got to keep pulling it out.
All right. We'll end it there.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
Please don't flip this.
Proud of our group. We bounced back. We improved in a lot of areas, especially the first half, but really through 3 quarters, and came out and did what we needed to do today. And everybody got minutes, everybody contributed, and just proud of their overall effort and execution.
Question, Eric, go ahead.
Can you just talk about that execution offensively, just the patience the players showed, backdoor cuts, all that?
Yeah, our pace was really good, and that's how we have to play. At least for 3 quarters, it was really good. We may not always get our initial action or our initial matchup that we're attacking, but when we get them in rotation, we'll always get the second and third side. And I thought we did a really good job tonight of getting to the backside, utilizing our cuts when they were in rotation, and finding ways to get high percentage looks.
Azar, then Maggie.
Well, we only had 9 points in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, the thing is, when you're chasing championships, it's not about the opponent. It's about your standard, right? And it's about how you approach every standard. And I realize human nature, when you have a big lead, is to kind of relax. We don't have the luxury of relaxing, not with what we're chasing. And not with who we're chasing. And it's just, trying to keep that in mind. It doesn't matter who's on the floor, and making a miss shots and those things. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our execution in defensive schemes. I'm talking about our pace on the offensive end of the floor and how we want to play, more so than the result of what that gets to. And so, at the end of the day, yes, I'm proud of our team for bouncing back, but we have yet to put together a 40-minute ball game, and that's our challenge. And that has to be a daily goal for us to continue to stack days, continue to build consistency, because we're not playing the scoreboard and we're not playing an opponent. We're playing ourselves to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish.
Aggie?
It's big. They're in the gym every day, getting shots up, and we have different looks, and different lineups and different personnel, but we got to be able to knock down open shots. So I was really happy. A lot of different players got one to go down today. Really happy for them because they've been putting in the work, and sometimes all it takes is just seeing it go through the net. So shot it well. I was even more pleased with our free throw percentage, because we did a good job of not just getting to the line, but knocking them down as well.
Anna?
Coach, the 41-31 lead, second quarter, it seemed at that point on the team really cranked up defensively until about halfway. Was that, when you mentioned that we haven't put together a 40-minute stretch, was that about like 5-10 minute stretch between the end and second quarter and third quarter where you wanted to?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought we did a decent job early in the ball game too of trying to make them uncomfortable. We had our moments where you could see off the ball we might have relaxed, and then they got us on a backdoor cut or a face cut, or we got hit, or somebody gets rid of the ball and we relax, and then we get hit by a flare screen. Teams in this league are too good. Offenses in this league are too good. There is constantly 5 players in motion, and you don't have the luxury when you're on the floor to relax. And so I feel like we did put together a good stretch there. I really felt like for the most of 3 quarters, we were pretty good on the defensive end of the floor. Fouled too much in the fourth, gave up some threes. But again, even those lapses, just addressing them in the moment, not allowing them to compound, and making sure that our team stays focused on the goal. Yeah.
Obviously, you've been coaching against her now, coaching her since she got into the when you kind of look back on that.
Are you saying I'm old?
No. What is like? What do you kind of think back on?
We talk an awful lot about Alyssa Thomas being a superstar that doesn't get enough attention. DiJonai Bonner is one of the all-time great players in this league. And we don't talk about it enough. Her consistency, her ability to keep getting better, to keep getting more efficient, to be able to be utilized in multiple ways. I look back and I smile because she just is a player that has been the consummate professional. And no matter what team she's been on, she's been not just effective, but she's been elite. And so I'm really proud to be a small part of her journey, and really thankful, that she's with us and in a position where in year, is it 16, 15? In year 15, that she continues to ascend.
Eden?
I like her size. I like her length. I like how disciplined she's been. A year ago, she would come in and she would change the energy of our game. with her defense and with her energy. There were times where she might take some chances. She's not doing that. She is staying locked in to exactly what the coverage needs to be, exactly what we want her players, what shots we want them taking. She is impacting the game and making their life really difficult because of her length, her athleticism, her size, her strength, but most importantly, her discipline. And she's been huge for us, and she's going to have to continue to be huge for us. And it takes a toll, I know, when you're constantly guarding the best perimeter defender and on in some games, multiple of the best perimeter defenders. But when she's doing that and she's able to attack the basket and finish and get to the free throw line and finish, it just adds another dimension to our team. And I think that you see her getting comfortable in this role. And I think, the sky's the limit for her.
Aggie? Oh, you're good? Okay. Oh, is that?
One last question. Early today, John reported that Brown Jones was one of the top alternates for Team USA on roster this summer. Harris, what that means to you to see Brown Jones being highlighted in that way?
So proud. And not just to be named, but to be named after what she's come back from. She went through, an injury that no player wants to go through. Right. And she attacked it head on like she does everything else. She's an incredibly hard worker. She's poised. She's a professional. She understands what she needs to do. And she attacked her rehab and put herself in position because of the way that she's played, to be an alternate, to be on Team USA. She's paid her dues. She's continued to elevate her game. She's continued to grow, and that's just not with Team USA. That's here in this franchise, and I'm happy that she continues to be recognized for that. And I'm really, really proud of her.
Last question, Emily?
You guys have really been nice from step off the bench again today.
Mhm.
Just how valuable is it for you guys to start to see some consistency from those newcomers?
It's huge. And you can just start to see Tiff get a little bit more comfortable in the offense, understanding, where her shots are going to come from, where her attacks are going to be, where she's going to get into the rotation a little bit more. She's really locking in on the defensive end as well. And we've got to have that, because we got to have somebody that can spell nay. And I think you just really see her getting more comfortable. She's been in situations where she's had to play out of position. She's been in situations where she hasn't really been able to do the things that she does best. And we want to try to put her in those positions. And I think you're just starting to see a comfort level from her. And I think she's still just scratching the surface to where she can be in our system.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.